So we're going to go ahead and do a part 2. Still getting used to the camera equipment and the battery life of these things. So it's pretty fascinating how it all works. But we're back, and where we left off was
we were talking about anti-Semitism and the by these groups that were marching through the streets, death to the Jews, death to to cops. Like if this is who you're when you post about white privilege or Black Lives Matter, so you're telling me that you support a group that chants those things.
Yeah.
So right then and there, you and I are enemies. We're not friends, and we're never going to agree, because if that's what they're standing for, in addition to, it's like, what are they trying to change? If you're just trying to say that,
well, they're saying that no lives matter
other than
Black lives.
Right? Is that really right? So like, what? Anybody that says that is correct is nuts. Like,
yeah.
And I even listen to like people who I respect online, and I see some of them even saying it, and it's like, either I'm missing the boat, or I'm just like this nut job that doesn't get. I don't get it.
I think more people feel like us than to the contrary.
Do, and I think, which is why we started this podcast, because people who actually have some sort of logical view of things don't get any sort of platform or a long-form platform to speak their mind,
right,
and come out against some of these lunatics out there. But I mean, just to listen to them chanting it, it's like, look, Jews, for crying out loud, look what happened with Hitler.
Right.
Stop appeasing schmucks.
Not just that, but it was the same rhetoric.
Learn your freaking lesson.
Yeah. It was the same rhetoric spreading around Nazi Germany in the 30s and 40s leading up to the war.
Learn your fucking lesson.
Yep.
Look what happened when you guys, when the world appeased this a lunatic like that. Didn't end well for you.
Well, where's Jerry Seinfeld? Where's Julia Dreyfus? I can't stand those two.
No, I know.
I was like enjoying Seinfeld for a while. Like I was discovering the show, enjoying, laughing, whatever.
Yep.
And I decided, let me follow Julia Dreyfus and all this. They're like disgusting. They are counterproductive to their own faiths. They're counterproductive to their own city.
Yeah.
What Jerry Seinfeld had to say about New York against that reporter, and I mean, come on.
Well, when you look at a guy like that,
and the guy was
out of touch.
Yeah.
He's
a gazillionaire.
Out of touch.
Right.
When you're up, up in an ivory tower somewhere, and you're not sweating it out on the streets. I know he worked hard to get where he's at, but look, I've owned a business. When I started my business, I was check to check. I was barely getting by, and I was hustling in the streets to make money. Like, I was bouncing on Friday nights, and while I was bouncing at the club, I'd end up having students that I taught during the week come into the club and see me bouncing there. So I know what it is to try to work hard and everything else to make a buck. But when my business took off, and I had a nice stretch there for 20 years that I was making a lot of money, I began to get detached from certain things.
Sure.
And it happens. So all these stars that are, like you said, gazillionaires that come out and start preaching to other people, and
you want to talk about privilege.
I never felt like they did about things, but I'm just saying, like, you become out of touch. And a guy like him and
this anti-Semitism that you're touching on isn't uncommon, because look at Nick Cannon. He's a prominent figure in the African American black community. Yeah, he's finished.
He's a jerk.
The jerk off.
Yep.
But I see it all the time.
Big mouth.
I see it all the time.
That walking around with a turban, like.
Yeah. Get lost, Bozo.
Yeah, like these. The whole, I like the rhetoric where we're all kings and we're all queens and we're all like, you're a schmuck just like I'm a schmuck. You're no better than me because your skin's darker. I'm no better than you because my skin is lighter.
Well, he's melanated.
Yeah.
They're,
Yeah.
I'm
caffeinated, so.
Yeah, right.
I mean, what's the difference?
Yep.
He's a schmuck.
No, he's a jerk.
And I'm just tired of it. I mean, I'm not trying. I feel bad, like ranting and raving today.
That's what we do.
Yeah, but it changes. Sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're not. But
sometimes we're pissed.
Yeah.
Today I'm pissed.
But the anti-Semitism, it's not, that I'm coming out as a crusader for Jews or anything like that. But I find it is such a hypocritical argument when they fight for one group, but yet you're screaming death to another. It's like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And Jews have been persecuted throughout history, all different parts of the world. If anybody's had it tough throughout the history of the world,
Since the beginning.
it was the Jews.
Right.
So, and I find that in the black community there is high anti-Semitism. And
I
it's
agree.
been that way for many years. It isn't a new thing.
I
So,
agree.
I don't get it. Don't view and put down others if you're not going to,
I was watching
have the
this.
same view for yourself.
Tim Pool was live last night, and he had this guy on. I can't remember his name, but he was Hispanic, and he's obviously more sympathetic towards what me and you believe.
Sure.
And he has this like quote or whatever, it's like a tag on Twitter or something. Lives matter.
Right.
And I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Because it's not all lives matter.
That's
It's
great.
not Black Lives Matter. Lives
great.
matter. That's like, wow,
Yeah,
that guy's smart.
that's where it's at.
Right.
Because honestly, animals matter. Like any living thing, plants. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like anything alive matters.
They were also touching, and it was nice because this guy's obviously, from down in those areas. I'm not exactly sure
Right.
where he comes from, but they were talking about the border. And we're going to kind of go into this human trafficking issue now because
Sure.
it's a major issue.
Yes, it is. Go right ahead. Take over for a bit.
You notice the left can't really, and I don't want to really rip off what Tim Pool was talking
Yeah,
about last
yeah.
night, but I thought it was interesting. The left won't get behind it because Trump's already talked about it. Trump's
Right.
already working on it
Yes.
actively by developing this wall. And there was a time where Trump was quoted calling these people who human traffic coyotes. I don't know if you ever heard that.
No.
But a coyote is someone who comes across the border, kidnaps someone, brings them back, and then they're slaves. Sexual slaves. And
sometimes these things are like for the average mind so far-fetched.
It's
where
not,
like
though.
right, but that's what I mean. Like in the past, more people felt that these things were like, come on, it can't be real. But as more things come to light in the age of information, it's staggering how many crazy things like this really go on.
I'm going to just pull up a quick stat. 1 minute.
It's staggering to me. But they're not going to, anything Trump does to protect anything or to do good in any way.
Are you
gonna
ready
fight
to go
against.
crazy right now?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear it.
In the United States, an estimated 460,000 children are reported missing every year.
I like the important stat for
This
that.
is Federal Bureau of Investigations.
Now-
This is from the FBI.
Now, what's an important stat, though, that I'd like to see, that is staggering, but, a lot of times a parent will call if the kid's gone past dinner
Even
for
if
3
it was
hours.
50,000 that are true cases,
No, I know.
that's staggering.
Yeah, it is staggering. Wow.
Four-
I'm just curious,
so-
though, how many are actually, it's amazing. It's
But
amazing.
the point is, it's a major
Amazing.
problem. And the
Wow.
left has gone to this point where no matter what Orange Man does,
Yeah.
they can't. So Trump's addressing
Well,
human trafficking. Trump's
yeah.
addressing the problems on the border,
Well,
and that's one of the major problems.
Look at
and
what
the
a
left
lot
can't
of the
support it.
left has taken
Right,
part
the
in.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, I mean, can't fight what you're part of.
Right, it's not
know?
good for your
Yeah.
your little.
It's like punching
empire.
yourself in the face.
Right. 460,000 children in the United
Wow.
States reported missing every year. Now you understand why in the old days, the grandmothers and the mothers would say, you ain't going anywhere. You're not going, your older brother's got, your father.
Well, in the old days, kids were allowed to go out because
I know, but
yeah.
it was always this sentiment, stay away from strangers. Don't.
Yeah,
You know what I
of
mean?
course.
And now I understand. I mean, imagine
Yeah.
how bad it was 50 years ago without technology, without surveillance, without cameras. People were probably just ripped right off the street like it was nothing. That still happens.
It's amazing.
It's not like it's a new problem.
No, it's not.
It's a problem that's been hushed.
It's amazing.
I'm sorry, but and thank God, I'm starting to see a lot of people who are coming out with this children lives matters, and
I don't know.
I'm kind of
mean,
tired of like the matters, like the this matters. That
Oh,
like,
everybody's got a cause, and everybody like. What I want to know is how do these people have that much time
right.
to just like the guy, these people that march from down south. I mean, from up north down, from Minnesota or Wisconsin to Washington, and like, I don't know. I mean, doesn't anybody have to support their families anymore? Like,
Well, that's like my favorite is that now if you get caught, participating in any of this nonsense and you get in trouble, your unemployment benefits get cut off
wow.
from
Wow.
Papa Trump.
Look,
Thank God.
I mean, at
Imagine
the,
the
end of the day,
government's funding you,
law and
giving you
order have to-
$1,000 a week,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, and then you're sitting there,
looting.
right. Well,
Shitheads.
anytime
crazy.
stuff like that goes on, if I was somebody that was organizing a cause, let's say whatever, something happened and something I felt strongly about. If I saw a schmuck doing that and looting and stuff, I would beat that guy's ass because you're totally hijacking what we're here for.
Right.
Right then, once you start seeing, instead of, and like, then the libs come on and they support these people and like.
Well,
it's
if
like
you
we're
look at these-
babysitting the children. They think they're so smart and woke.
Right.
No, we're actually. It's like the right is actually babysitting
We're
you
making
idiots.
right.
Making sure that you guys like kind of stay in your playpen and you don't like you bunch of morons.
Yep.
What the hell makes you think that breaking into a store and breaking somebody's window, taking stuff from
Well,
like
they're, as AOC, they're hungry.
yeah. Yeah.
They need
Well,
bread.
that's something else I was going to tell you. I mean, I got to say, I like watching that Joe Rogan, and I watch his podcast, but hearing him and the other schmuck, that cackling hen that he
Yeah.
has on there, Duncan Trussell, I can't stomach that guy anymore, saying how they support AOC.
Right.
Literally knocked them down on my level of respect a lot.
When I figured out that Joe Rogan was supporting Sanders,
yeah,
I had a lot of questions at that moment.
yeah, yep.
And I think that's where this AOC support actually
Yeah.
comes from, because she loves Bernard.
Yeah, well, I find the biggest problem with the left is the hypocrisy.
Right.
And for instance, that guy Duncan, who is a major lefty, is up there. He's trumpeting the fact that he's a Buddhist, and he was on the podcast, the Joe Rogan show Joe Rogan Experience the other day, and he was trumpeting the fact that he's a Buddhist, and he said, "I'm sorry to keep coming back to Buddhism, but man, the answer is love." Like first of all, I wanted to vomit.
Yeah.
But he kept saying, the answer is love, and if we just showed each other love, but then in the next sentence he starts busting on Ben Shapiro, making fun of the guy and putting him down. First of all, that's a family man.
Yep.
That's a guy who never has harmed another human. It looks like he's never harmed anything in his
He
life.
actually creates jobs.
He creates jobs. He doesn't. He comes out against things that he feels are harmful to the country. He doesn't purposely go out to hurt anybody. But what gives you the right, if you're up there, trumpeting love,
Right.
putting somebody down and insulting him?
They're tolerant to anyone who believes what they
Exactly, and it's that's when your whole house of cards falls,
Right.
Because you're a fraud.
believe. Yep.
It's not that the answer is love. The answer is love as long as you believe what I believe.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then I'm your enemy.
Then we're going to attack you
Right.
and burn your house down.
So Duncan Trussell, I know you'll probably never see this, but you're a fraud.
Yeah.
You're a fraud. You're a punk.
Yep. And not just that, but it's
You're a
funny. You were
punk.
telling
You're a
that
bitch.
story about when you were in the park with your daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't like the fact that some guy's there throwing a machete around.
Yep.
And he looked like he was covered in soot and
Yep.
out of his freaking mind.
Yep.
Oh, so you like safety when it comes to where you're standing.
Sure.
It's the stereotypical liberals only care about the steps that they take.
Yep.
They only care about the air that they're breathing. It's all self-serving. It's the party of narcissists.
That just bounced off of me when he said that.
Yep.
How do you're literally slobbering all over yourself about love,
Yeah.
and then you're making
Preaching
fun of
hate,
another
right.
man who about it, the way he dresses, the way he talks, and his beliefs, and meanwhile you're a freaking mess.
And what pisses me off about Joe Rogan is that if he was here, he was, well, he's a comedian.
Yeah.
It's really just a
I
joke.
know, I know.
Bull crap.
Yeah, I know.
Bull crap.
Well, in I knocked Rogan before, but in his defense, in this case, I was very where the reason he's higher up on my like respect level than the other schmuck is. At least he said to him, he defended him. So you know what? I know the guy. I know Ben Shapiro. I might not believe things the way he does, but he's a good guy. When I see him, I like to like hang out with him, and he wouldn't say a bad word against him, and he defended him. That to me is a liberal or a progressive, because he doesn't consider himself like ultra liberal, but like that's a guy that I could sit across from the table, have a beer with him, and talk and say, you know what, man, Sheikh, I agree to disagree with you, but it's okay. The other moron is a lackey. He's like a bootlicker.
Yep.
Insulting anybody that doesn't like him. You Duncan Trussell, you're a bitch.
Yep, I agree. You don't have any love over here, boy.
Right. So.
All
right.
That was fun.
Whew.
Yeah, we got to take it down a notch. So what else? What else for today?
Well, that was the anti-Semitism, the election. We're also, I just think that this, hearing, I was talking about the anti-Semitism when these marches were going. Also, like death to cops, this hate.
Be careful. I would say, not you. I'm saying to them, be careful.
Yeah.
Because eventually there's going to be an army coming for you.
You don't want to live in a country where there are no police. No. And you certainly don't want to live in a country where there's police like Mexico, where they're totally corrupt and that,
Well, I experienced that. Mm-hmm. And we talked about it. I mean, I've seen it.
Yep.
It's bad.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's if you don't like it, get the hell out. Just go to Venezuela. Do us a favor.
We all agree, and I'm sure I will have law enforcement officers on this podcast and I invite people on the left to come sit with us. Again, this is to give everybody a chance. I just call it like I see it. But I think that a lot of law enforcement officers would agree. There needs to be some sort of change, drastic change in the training. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you guys, the change needs to be in how you hire police officers.
Yeah.
These tests with quotas, free points to military, minorities are chased to get them on the force. You're not going to get the most qualified people until your testing practices change. So
yeah, you need better
that's a start.
Quality.
And then you go into the training.
And the training should continue forever.
Defunding will do nothing but worsen the problem that we already have.
Well, I'm going to tell you this much, and it's a very known fact.
Mm-hmm.
You defund the police, I'm going to police myself.
Right.
And I'm a pretty soft kind of guy.
Yes.
But there's people out there way tougher than me
mm-hmm.
who will take matters into their own hands.
Yeah, people don't want to.
What do you think? You're going to come, you're going to spray paint on my house?
It'll be worse. Like everything that is happening today will only worsen if you defund the police.
Yep.
That's it. There's no, it's not rocket science.
I like when Trump sends the troops in, though, and they quell it in like 30 minutes.
Oh, it's like
this other idiot. He had the flamethrower.
Yeah.
This like white turd. He has his flamethrower. Needless to say, they took him down pretty quick.
Yeah.
And the report is that he was in fetal position, crying when he was getting arrested. So I just want to spread that a little bit. Just remember what these people are. They're babies. They're mommy and daddy funds.
When they give them a little pacifier and a little baba.
Maybe $20.
Yep.
$30.
Go get
pizza.
Junior on your way.
Yeah.
All right.
Because their parents don't want to deal with them either.
No.
Their parents are probably like, oh, get the hell away from me.
I'm pretty much spent for today. I've
really?
Exercised. Yeah, I feel good. I feel like
you got it out.
Yeah, but you want to have anything peaceful? Like you got anything funny to let's discuss really quick. I sent you the thing, the link to that Jim Brewer Pizza Man story.
Oh yeah. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Being from where we're from, it's not uncommon to know the Pizza Man.
No.
I think you know probably some type of a Pizza Man. I know some type of Pizza Man.
Yes. Jim Brewer. We're talking about, if anybody's ever seen the Jim Brewer, I think he was on the Opie and Anthony show, radio show, and he was talking about this Italian guy stereotypical like mafia type of guy who moved into his neighborhood, and he called him the pizza guy.
I like how he moved into his house at like 4 a.m. for
Yeah.
5 nights straight.
Yeah. If nobody has seen that skit, I would definitely check
Yeah.
it out. It's hilarious.
It's a good hour of your life.
Yeah.
You'll enjoy it.
An hour well spent. But oh, that was very funny. You know, if anybody has seen The Sopranos, what's the guy's name that he reminded?
Richie
Aprile?
Aprile?
Yeah. Say his name again.
Richie Aprile.
Yes, that's the guy who he was like.
I
real
like when he's like,
psycho.
veal parmesan sandwich?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Smashes the guy with the
Yep.
coffee pot.
Yep.
What a sick
It's like
freak.
like simmering anger below the surface, and
Yeah.
it's like he can't hide it. Like even when he's being calm, it comes out.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Yep. So I like how this pizza man he gets 2 horses. He names one Zambuca and he names the other one Espresso.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, so
That's so true though.
And he's
That's
like, I was walking around your property. It was like 4 in the morning.
He's got like a rifle.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like spying
yeah.
on his family from
Yeah.
the Jim Brewer's
I want to
house.
keep my livestock here.
Yeah. I know some people.
Yeah.
I know a guy who is just like
Yeah.
that. He's a very paranoid guy. He's
Yeah.
the type of guy where if you work for him, he'll have security cameras on you the whole time.
Yes.
But
yes.
he'll also be in the bushes.
Yes. Yep.
You know what I mean? And if he sees you slip up,
Everybody's out to get him.
everyone's out to get him, rob him, take
Yeah.
from him,
Yeah.
and meanwhile he's got more money than Rockefeller.
He's at war with everybody,
Right.
like the mafia families. He's
Yep.
at war with somebody always.
It's always a legal battle
Yeah.
going on.
And
I love these.
And I like
guys.
when he's like his lawyer was like a 3rd grader.
Yeah,
He, like,
yeah.
wrote in like crayons.
He gave
like,
him a couple slices of pizza
yeah,
to represent
leave
him.
Pizza Man alone.
Yeah. Oh Lord. Yeah, definitely. Couldn't recommend that one enough.
Yeah.
You'll all enjoy that.
Yep.
So, anyway, happy Thursday.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us with our. This is more like a therapy.
Yeah. Today
'Cause-
was a little excising. of,
Yeah.
exorcism of some evil thoughts that have been building.
So one more thing. Remember this guy Tim Dillon who was on the Joe Rogan? He's from Long Island.
Yes.
He came here. He did a show. He did 2 nights at Governor's.
Governors. Hmm.
I think, and it's nice to see. Like he really like dumps on Cuomo. He really goes along with the meatball narrative, and I think this guy Tim Dillon, he's a guy I like. He's funny.
Yeah.
Like he's out of shape. He's like kind of like a Chris Farley type of guy where he's just like a mess. You know.
Yes.
I like when he's like, look at my shirt. He's like, I tumble dry it like I'm a freaking animal. You know, it's so funny. But anyway, so it was nice that he did that, though, and it was almost a political statement.
Yeah.
Because right now, these comedy clubs are really under wraps.
struggling.
They're struggling.
Yep.
So it was nice. Like, this guy drew a good crowd. Everyone loved it. He was really funny. And so shout out to Tim Dillon. I think he's really cool.
Job
Another
well
Long
done.
Island boy.
Job well done. That's doing something productive for America.
Yeah. People need to laugh.
You know.
That's an essential
Yeah.
thing. Laughter,
Yep.
happiness, and
You want to make a better country, do things for your country.
right.
Ask not what your country can do for
Take
you.
it from a good lefty.
Right.
Right.
Ask what you can do for your country.
Right now, it's like we want the country to do everything for us.
It's one of the most brilliant statements ever made.
Yeah, and that's from a Democrat, just to show you that we're not.
He'd be a Republican if it was nowadays.
Oh,
That's what
totally.
he is,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah.
But anyway,
Have a great Thursday, everyone. Thank you for joining us.